They crowned her Beauty Queen of SS3. Boys fought because of her. Teachers smiled at her. Even the principal said she had a bright future. But nobody knew the truth. The most beautiful girl in class was actually a 78-year-old grandmother who had traded her soul for youth. When Zanab walked into Literature 301 that Monday morning, every head turned. Not because she was late, but because looking at her felt like staring directly at the sun. She wasn't just beautiful, she was the kind of beautiful that made you question if God was showing off. Dark skin that glowed like freshly polished mahogany, curves that defied physics, and eyes that held secrets older than the university itself. But here's what nobody knew. Zanab was 78 years old, and every single day of her stolen youth was paid for in blood. The first sign that something was wrong came during Professor Adeyemi's class, when Zainab's phone rang with an ancient Nokia ringtone, the kind your grandmother used in 2005. The second sign, she called someone "my child" before quickly correcting herself to "my guy." But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start from the beginning, from the day the children were being pounded like pounded yam. It was 3 months earlier, in a village called Igbomeri, where Mama Z, as she was then known, watched her 3 grandchildren being beaten mercilessly by loan sharks, the kind of beating that makes you wince just hearing about it. Her son had borrowed money for business, failed, and now these heartless men were using the children as pounded yam and Mama Z as the mortar. At 78, with knees that cracked like firewood and a back bent like a question mark, she was helpless. She could only scream and beg, her voice hoarse with desperation. "Please, they are children, small pikin, take me instead." But nobody listened. The village watched through windows, too afraid to intervene. That night, as she rubbed ointment on her grandchildren's bruises, something inside Mama Z shattered. Not her bones, those were already halfway gone, but her spirit. She made a decision that would change everything. In Igbomeri, there was a woman they whispered about, Mama Shedowo. The name itself means mother of dark bargains, and trust me, she earned that title the old-fashioned way, through seriously questionable transactions. They said she could grant any wish, but the price was always steeper than you expected, like Lagos traffic on a Friday evening. Quick pause. Drop a comment and tell me where you are watching from. Lagos, Abuja, London, Mars? Let me know, and if you're enjoying this story, hit that subscribe button before Mama Shedowo uses it for rituals. Continue. Mama Z found Mama Shedowo's shrine at midnight, because of course, Ivo never keeps office hours. The shrine smelled like a mixture of incense, desperation, and something that might have been dead for 3 weeks. Mama Shedowo herself looked exactly how you'd imagine. Gap-toothed, wild-haired, with eyes that seemed to see your browser history. "Mama Z," she cackled, "I've been expecting you. Sit down." "No, not there. That's where I keep my special ingredients. Yes, human ones. Don't ask questions you don't want answered." Mama Z's request was simple. Youth. Not just any youth, but the kind that would let her get a good job, make money, and save her grandchildren from poverty. She wanted to be 22 again, with smooth skin, strong legs, and a body that didn't sound like a door hinge every time she moved. Mama Shedowo smiled, revealing teeth that had definitely seen better centuries. "Youth, eh? That one is expensive, oh, very costly. You will be young again, 22 years old, looking like a Nollywood actress. But there are conditions." The conditions were these. Mama Z would have 50 years of youth. Every year, she must bring Mama Shedowo something precious. And no, she doesn't mean money. We're talking about things like memories, laughter, the ability to cry genuine tears, pieces of her soul. You know, light stuff. And if she ever revealed her true identity to anyone, she would age 78 years in 78 seconds. Instant mommy, the Egyptian kind. Mama Z agreed. She didn't even read the fine print, which, let's be honest, is how most Nigerian problems start. The transformation was instant and absolutely mental. Her bent back straightened like a soldier at attention. Her wrinkled skin smoothed out like freshly ironed agbada. Her grey hair turned jet black and fell in waves past her shoulders. Her body became the kind that made artists weep and throw away their paintbrushes because they could never capture it. She looked in the cracked mirror and saw a stranger, a gorgeous, melanin-blessed, dangerously beautiful stranger. She took a new name, Zanab, and enrolled in Ahmadu Bello University to study business administration, because if you're going to start life over, you might as well get a degree this time. Before we continue, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Christmas? Subscribe now. The algorithm is watching, and so is Mama Shedo. Don't test her. Campus life was wild for someone who remembered when Nigeria got independence. Zanab had to learn Gen Z slang, pretend to understand why people filmed everything, and act like she knew what situationship meant. She'd slip up constantly. This test is stressing me. Back in my day, back in secondary school, we didn't have multiple choice. Why do you people keep saying slay? Who are we killing? What is this no-cap business? Is somebody stealing your hearts? But nobody suspected anything because her beauty was so distracting. It was like trying to do mathematics while fireworks exploded in your face. Impossible. She became campus famous within weeks. Her Instagram blew up, though she had posted only 3 pictures because she still didn't fully trust this internet thing. She had suitors lining up like they were queuing for fuel during scarcity. Boys, men, even some professors shooting their shot like they were playing basketball. There was this guy, David, 24 years old, final year economics, with a smile that could sell ice to Eskimos. He was genuinely in love with Zanab. He'd write her poems, buy her lunch, walk her to class, and Zanab, despite everything, felt something. Something she hadn't felt in 56 years of marriage to her late husband. Her heart, or whatever was left of it after trading pieces to Mama Shedo, was warming up. But every month, Mama Shedo collected her payment. First, it was Zanab's memory of her wedding day. Gone. Just like that. Erased like a cleared browser history. Then, her ability to feel sadness, which sounds great until you realize you can't properly mourn or empathize. Then, her childhood memories. Then, her sense of taste. Food became cardboard. Life became a beautiful nightmare. The real wahala started when Chioma arrived. Chioma was Zanab's actual granddaughter, the one who'd been beaten like pounded yam that night. She just gained admission to the same university, same department, same level, because Jam has a wicked sense of humor. The first time their eyes met in class, Zanab's heart, what remained of it, stopped. Chioma looked exactly like her mother, Zanab's daughter who died 5 years ago. The resemblance was haunting. Chioma felt drawn to Zanab immediately. "You look so familiar," she kept saying, "like I know you from somewhere." Zanab had to play it cool, which is hard when you are internally screaming. They became friends, grandmother and granddaughter, both pretending to be 22, sharing boyfriend troubles and complaining about lecturers. The irony was thick enough to cut with a blunt knife. Comment, "I'm hooked," if you're still with me. And please, subscribe. Don't be like the person who watches the whole movie and doesn't pay. Support your boy. One evening, Chioma invited Zanab home to meet her grandmother. "She's old but very strong," Chioma said. "She's been taking care of us since our parents died. She even worked multiple jobs, but then she just disappeared 3 months ago. We don't know where she went." Zanab's blood went cold. Well, colder. It was already pretty chilly from all the dark magic. Disappeared? Yes, just vanished one night. Left a note saying she was going to find a way to save us. We've been managing on our own since then. Chioma's eyes filled with tears, real ones, the kind Zanab could no longer cry. Guilt hit Zanab like a damnful bus. Here she was, looking like a Lagos Gemini Instagram model, while her grandchildren thought she'd abandoned them. The child she traded everything for didn't even know she was sitting right next to her grandmother. Then David proposed. Not marriage, calm down, but a relationship. He did it publicly during the faculty week, in front of everyone. got on one knee, held a bouquet of roses, the whole Nollywood production. Zanab, you're the most beautiful girl I've ever met, inside and out. Will you be my girlfriend? The crowd waited. Chioma watched smiling, and Zanab realized she was 78 years old, about to date a boy young enough to be her great-grandson. This was insane. This was wrong. This was exactly the kind of thing that gets you a special seat in hell. She said yes anyway because sometimes desperation makes you stupid. But Mama Shedewo was getting greedier. The payments increased. She wanted bigger pieces of Zainab's soul, her ability to love, her sense of right and wrong, her memories of her grandchildren. No, Zainab finally said, not my grandchildren. Take anything else. Mama Shedewo's smile disappeared like NEPA light. Then bring me a substitute. Another soul. Young, pure, untouched by bargains. Zanab knew exactly what she was asking for. A sacrifice. A human sacrifice. And the only person pure enough, close enough, trusting enough was Chioma. Drop a like right now if you think Zanab will do the right thing. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing with your life? Subscribe! The night Zanab was supposed to bring Chioma to Mama Shedewo's shrine, she couldn't do it. She tried. God knows she tried. She lured Chioma out, told her they were going to a party in a nearby village. But as they walked through the dark path, Chioma kept talking about her grandmother. I miss her so much, Chioma said. She used to tell me stories, sing old songs. Her hands were rough but gentle. I just want to see her one more time to tell her we're okay, that she didn't have to disappear. Every word was a knife in Zainab's chest. She stopped walking. Chioma, she said, her voice breaking, what if I told you that your grandmother loved you more than anything, that everything she did, every choice she made was for you? I know that, Chioma said, confused, but why are you crying? Zainab touched her face. Tears. Real tears. She was crying. But she traded her ability to cry months ago. Unless the magic was breaking. She looked at her hands. They were shaking, wrinkling, the skin loosening like it was suddenly remembering its real age. Chioma, run. What? Why? Run. But Chioma didn't run. She watched, horrified, as Zainab began to age rapidly. The beautiful 22-year-old body collapsing, folding, wrinkling, transforming. In 78 seconds, Mama Z was back, bent back, grey hair, wrinkled skin, 78 years old again. She'd broken the rule. She'd revealed her identity. Chioma screamed, then stopped, then looked closer. Grandma? Mama Z nodded, too exhausted to speak. You were, this whole time, you were. They collapsed into each other's arms, Chioma crying, Mama Z finally able to cry real tears again. The magic was gone, the bargain was broken, and somewhere in the darkness, Mama Shedewo screamed with rage because a contract broken by love is the one thing even dark magic cannot fight. The story could end there, but it doesn't, because David found them, saw everything, saw the transformation, heard the confession, and instead of running, instead of freaking out, he said, Ma, let me help you home. He didn't care that the woman he loved was actually 78. He cared that she'd sacrificed everything for family. That's the kind of love stories are made of, the ridiculous, illogical, beautiful kind. Mama Z moved back home. Her grandchildren welcomed her with tears and joy. She never got the wealth she wanted from the bargain, but she got something better. She got her family back, her soul back, her tears back. And Chioma? She became the family provider, working hard, pushing through university, determined to give her grandmother the rest she deserved. As for Mama Shedewo, let's just say Karma has a great sense of timing, but that's a story for another day. If you enjoyed this story, smash that subscribe button like it owes you money. Like, comment, share, and tell me, would you trade your youth for your family? Drop your answer below and tell me where you're watching from. I need to know if this story traveled well. Remember, beauty fades, but family is forever. Unless you trade them for dark magic, then you're just in a Nigerian movie. Don't be that person. See you in the next story. And if you see any suspiciously beautiful 78-year-olds on your campus, run, Just run.